Boss Raven is the final boss of Advent of Chaos. She does a lot. Just she does. Oh my! The video is just starting. I'm already making a terrible mistake. She does. She does a lot of. She does a lot of damage. So apart from the fact that she does a lot of damage, she's immune to a lot of things. She's immune to freeze, immune to stun, immune to lethal, immune to critical, and immune to dots. So if you were thinking you were going to beta club your way out of this, nah, that's not going to work here. Well, there are free artifacts that you can use. There is the twin blade. I decided to try twin blade on raiding and use my Zatanna's puppet on Raven, then use the solo raid specific artifact. I think that's for this raid is chakra. So to use my chakra as the extra artifact, then the third team member, since this boss is immune to crit, no need to use classic Wonder Woman here. I decided to use my red hood, so to give me an extra 30 seconds. And it was a good strategy, a good plan, but unfortunately for me, this didn't work out as I imagined. So my assumption was that even though I don't have crit, maybe I will still be able to one-shot the boss, right? And I think the mistake I made for this first video was not using an extra artifact. And okay, let me not say it's a mistake. I don't think I should call it a mistake, because I also wanted to see if I could one-shot this boss without crit and also using just one maxed out solo raid artifact. I would say I came really close. I probably didn't play perfectly. Maybe with perfect gameplay, who knows? Maybe this same setup actually, if you play absolutely perfectly, maybe it would work. I don't know, because I will never be able to play perfectly. I'm sorry, guys. If you're looking for perfect gameplay, you are on the wrong channel. This is the channel of mistakes. anyways, I use just one maxed out solo raid artifact and also red hood for extra time. I was also hoping for the incoming damage from Zatanna's puppet to help do a lot of damage. And you will notice that whenever I had the incoming damage from the Zatanna's puppet, in addition to these stacks, the 5 stacks of darkness from Raven, you have seen that that was when I did the most damage with my raiding. And I think it is not worth it. If you have another maxed out or another leveled up artifact from this solo raid, for example, if you have maybe 2 maxed out chakra, or you have 1 maxed out chakra, another level 5 chakra, I think that's probably a better option. Or I'm talking that is for free to play now. Or if you have this any other, like this solo raid has artifacts that steal power and drain power. For example, we have the, I don't know what it's called. I know there's one there, Sword of Salvation, yes, SOS, and yes, there's Sword of Salvation, Social, and there's Sword of Sin. I have Sword of Sin maxed out. Looking at it, if I'd used Sword of Sin on Raven, it would have even be better. It even plays into the passive of this boss, of my raiding rather, because if I'm using Sword of Sin, I'm draining the boss. The boss will constantly be on 0 power. Or if you have Sword of Salvation, it also enables you to steal power with your basic attack. That would have still be good, and you'd have had those extra attack. I think extra attack would have helped me in that match. Without crit, 2 solo raid artifacts, one on Raven and one on Red Hood. I think that team actually could have one shot. Of course, the perfect CI, perfect gameplay. And that's why I always use Zatanna's puppet, right? I'm always relying on that miss, the third negative effect from Zatanna's puppet to enable me do perfect combo interrupt, because without miss, I am never able to do perfect combo interrupt. I don't know. Probably I'm just too old for this game at this point. That's probably it. Anyways, I decided to use a different approach this time around. I said, okay, I still want to make sure I am able to one shot with just one maxed out solo raid artifact, because I know a lot of you will not have 2 maxed out. In fact, some of you barely have 1 leveled up solo raid artifact. So I needed to have a team that you would only need 1 solo raid artifact. I decided to try this other option. This same team, but I have swapped out Zatanna's puppet for dark metal cards. This approach, like I said, since I no longer have the what is it called? Yeah, the blinding effect from Zatanna's puppet, it means I have to CI properly. One thing that helped me with CI is that I don't finish the swipe right on my raiding. So when you are doing your basic attack, you do basic into a swipe right, basic into swipe right. That's a full long combo. What I found that it is easier for me. I'm not saying this is perfect. I'm not saying this is for everybody. I know somebody's going to come to the comments and say it doesn't. You don't really need that. I know. I'm just saying for me, when I don't end in a swipe right with raiding, so I do basic attack, swipe right, basic attack, no swipe right, just end in basic attack. That's end in taps. I find it that it is easier for me to do combo interrupt with raiding. Now, that doesn't mean I don't fail. I still fail. And I know I said this a lot and some of you probably don't believe me. My game is not running perfectly. It is skipping. I try to edit it as much because if it skips too much, you guys won't enjoy the video itself. But yeah, the game is actually skipping while I'm recording. If I'm not recording, it's way easier for me. I'm still not perfect, but it's way easier for me. When I'm recording, the game starts to skip and it's very, very difficult to CI at that point. So sometimes I don't even try it. Sometimes I just rely on that blinding negative effect to help me to do perfect CI. But you can see, I almost messed up even. Time was running out and I had to quickly tag in my what is it called, red hood, and it gave me some extra time, and yeah, I was finally able to. But you can see there's a big difference between when I have the dark metal card effect and well, this part of the match was frustrating. Honestly, I almost lost my rating. Very frustrating part of the match. Oh yeah. Anyways, I'm happy that I made some progress. How did I even survive this match? Few seconds. Wow, okay. Last seconds of the match, last 3 seconds. I quickly tagged in my red hood. Oh my god, this was crazy. It was crazy. At this point, I was like, I've probably messed this game up, but yeah, somehow I managed to survive. Wow, that's crazy, guys. But I'm happy I was able to make progress. I'm happy I used Red Hood as the top support. Is the support I recommend for this match. Now, some of you may be saying, guy, you just like problems too much. This team works fine, but this is not the best thing to use. And I would agree with you because there is the metal team. If I were not going to make a video on this, the team I would have used straight up would have been the metal team. But I got to this fight, I set up my metal team, and I was like, which other team can do this? If I didn't have metal team, what else would I have used? That was when I decided to use Raiding and Raving and use Red Hood for extra time, and Red Hood really claiming clutch at the end of that match. But guys, if I'm being honest with you, if you don't want problems, just use your metal team. Use your God Killer artifact on your Batwoman the Drowned, and for your Robin King, use your Zatanna's puppet as usual. Then use your Chakra on the third team member, which is going to be, of course, John Stewart's Green Lantern, that gives you double damage on your hazard dot. So this is what I should have done from the beginning. This is what I was planning to do from the beginning. But I just, as I always say, I like problems. I like problems. I like to just try something different. And if you play very well, if you play this game well, if you're not recording, if your phone has good specs or whatever, you're able to CI perfectly, there's no reason why you cannot use Raving and Raiding. Just use the right set of artifacts like I've used, and you are good to go. But if you face a lot of issues with CI, you are not yet perfect with CI, or who knows, maybe you may never have Raving, because I know there's some people that probably don't have Raving, but you have the metal team, you may have a 3-star Robin King. So if that's the case, because Robin King is very important in this match.